Thailand, a land of beauty and culture, harbors a dark secret that will shock you. Imagine a country where the sun never sets without painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. A place where the aroma of street food fills the air and the sound of temple bells echo through the valleys. Welcome to Thailand, the land of smiles, a place known for its paradisiacal beaches, majestic temples and vibrant night markets. However, as we delve deeper into this enchanting nation, we uncover a shocking contrast that leaves a dark shadow on its beauty and charm. Known as the land of sin, Thailand is also a place where the innocent are exploited and forced into a life of prostitution. The contrast is as stark as night and day. On one hand, we have a country that's a popular tourist destination, known for its beautiful landscapes, rich culture and friendly people. A place where visitors are welcomed with open arms and warm smiles. On the other hand, we have a hidden world that exists behind the neon lights and bustling streets. A world where women and even children are forced to sell themselves to make a living. It's a chilling reality that is often overlooked, hidden beneath the allure of Thailand's picturesque landscapes and vibrant culture. This country, known for its hospitality and charm, also has a dark side that is often ignored. The sex trade in Thailand is rampant, and it's a grim reality that affects thousands. Women and children, some as young as 10, are forced into prostitution, often by their own families, in order to survive. It's a stark contrast that challenges our perception of this beautiful country. It forces us to question how such a paradise can also be a purgatory for so many. As we explore the shocking facts about Thailand, we aim to shed light on this grim reality, hoping to bring about change and make a difference. What hides beneath this picturesque facade is a grim reality that affects thousands. Behind the smiles and warm hospitality, a sinister trade thrives. Thailand, the land of sin, where the allure of the exotic masks a grim reality. It is a place where a woman's worth is often measured in the currency of her body. It's a world where the soft murmur of a night market is often drowned out by the loud cry of desperation. The sex trade in Thailand is a thriving industry, a dark underbelly to the country's vibrant and colorful exterior. Many women, often from rural areas and impoverished backgrounds, find themselves forced into the sex trade as a means to sustain their livelihood. Stripped of choices and opportunities, they are driven to sell their bodies, their dignity, their dreams. It's a vicious cycle where poverty breeds desperation, and desperation breeds exploitation. The statistics are chilling. A significant number of women are coerced into this life, their futures sold to the highest bidder. They are mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, all trapped in a life they never chose. It's a harsh reality, a stark contrast to the tourist brochures and postcard-perfect images that Thailand is known for. But it's not just the women who are victims. The repercussions echo through families and communities. Children grow up without mothers, families without a steady income, communities without hope. The ripple effects of this trade are far-reaching, impacting the very fabric of Thai society. The world often turns a blind eye, choosing to see only the surface, the exotic allure of Thailand. But the truth is there, lurking in the shadows, in the alleyways behind the bustling markets, in the quiet desperation of a woman's eyes. The sex trade is a grim reality, a dark stain on the fabric of this beautiful country. It's a story that needs to be told, a truth that needs to be faced. Because behind the smiles and the warm hospitality, a sinister trade thrives. A trade that exploits the vulnerable, that feeds off desperation, that shatters dreams and lives. In the shadows of the neon lights, these women are trapped in a life they never chose. The most heart-wrenching part of this trade is its youngest victims. In the shadowy corners of Thailand's nightlife, a deeply troubling issue is festering, one that targets the most vulnerable among us, children. Child prostitution, a crime so heinous it's hard to even fathom, is becoming increasingly prevalent in this land of contrasts. The stark reality is that these children, some as young as 10, are often sold into this life by their own families, not out of malice, but desperation. The harsh reality of poverty can drive families to make unthinkable choices. For some, the prospect of a steady income, however meager, can make the sale of a child's innocence seem like the lesser of two evils. It's a decision born of desperation, a heartbreaking testament to the depths of human suffering. These children, robbed of their innocence, are thrust into a world they're ill-equipped to navigate. They're forced to mature beyond their years, to shoulder burdens no child should ever have to bear. Their lives are marked by exploitation and abuse, their childhoods but distant memories. They're the innocent victims, their dreams and aspirations sacrificed at the altar of survival. And it's not just the girls who are victimized. Boys too are caught in this web of exploitation, their plight often overlooked in discussions about child prostitution. Whether in the bustling streets of Bangkok or the quieter corners of the rural countryside, these children are left to fend for themselves in a world that's far too harsh for their tender years. The human cost of this trade is staggering. The physical and psychological scars these children bear are a sad testament to their stolen childhoods. Their innocence is sold to the highest bidder, their dreams and aspirations replaced with a grim reality they're too young to comprehend. This is the dark underbelly of Thailand's bustling tourism industry, a stark contrast to the country's beautiful landscapes and rich cultural heritage. It's a side of Thailand that's hidden from the average tourist's view, but it's a reality we cannot afford to ignore. Innocence is stolen too early and childhoods are lost to the night. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. Alright, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Tourists, often unknowingly, play a significant role in sustaining this grim trade. Indeed, the sex tourism industry in Thailand is boosted by an influx of foreign visitors, a good number of them oblivious to the fact that they are engaging with prostituted children in bars. How does this happen, you ask? It's a mixture of ignorance, indifference, and the intoxicating allure of the exotic. Many tourists arrive in Thailand seeking an escape from their everyday lives, a break from the ordinary. They are drawn to the country's vibrant nightlife, its colorful bars and clubs, its promise of adventure and excitement. Unfortunately, what they don't realize is that their pursuit of pleasure is feeding into a sinister trade. The young faces they see in bars, the ones offering them drinks and smiles, are often victims of child prostitution. These children are forced into the sex trade, their innocence stolen from them in the most brutal way possible. The bar owners, the pimps and the traffickers all benefit from this trade. They exploit the naivety and ignorance of tourists, using the children in their control as bait, and the tourists, unaware or unbothered by the reality of the situation, become complicit in this cycle of exploitation and abuse. This isn't to say that all tourists are to blame or that they intentionally contribute to the problem. Many are simply unaware of the extent of child prostitution in Thailand. They see the friendly faces, the lively bars, and they don't think to question what's happening behind the scenes. But that's where the danger lies, in the not knowing, the not questioning, because it's this lack of awareness that allows the grim trade to continue, that allows the exploitation of children to persist. And so, while tourists come to Thailand seeking exotic experiences, they often leave having contributed to a cycle of exploitation and abuse, whether they realize it or not. While seeking exotic experiences, many contribute to a cycle of exploitation and abuse. Awareness is the first step towards change. And so we arrive at our final chapter, the call to action. You have listened, you have learned, and now we ask you to act. To act not out of guilt or shame, but out of a deep sense of responsibility that we all share for the world we inhabit. Before setting foot in the land of smiles, take a moment to understand the plight of those who are less fortunate. Research the reality of the situation, delve into the stories that don't make it to the glossy travel brochures. Educate yourself about the darker side of Thailand, the side that doesn't bask in the golden glow of sunsets and temples. And when you do visit, we urge you to be a responsible tourist, to look beyond the surface, to see the human faces behind the statistics. Be vigilant, be alert. If you see something that doesn't sit right, that gnaws at your conscience, don't turn a blind eye. Report any suspicious activities to the local authorities or international organizations working towards combating this issue. But your responsibility doesn't end there. Use your voice to raise awareness back home. Share the stories, the realities you have witnessed. Encourage others to be responsible tourists as well. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, often uphill battle. But each step, each action, no matter how small, contributes towards a larger movement. A movement to end exploitation and restore dignity to those who have been stripped of it. Your actions matter more than you may realize. Every decision you make, every dollar you spend has the potential to either fuel this grim industry or contribute towards its demise. Choose wisely, act responsibly, and remember that your actions can ripple far beyond your immediate sphere. Your actions can make a difference. Stand against exploitation and help change lives.